welcome to episode 2 of Engineering Success with our special guest, Emma Lewis. Emma is the Managing Director of RGS Geotechnical Services and has played a pivotal role in establishing RGS as a leading geotechnical engineering practice. After obtaining her law degree, Emma capitalised on her skills to provide a solid commercial foundation for the business. She is responsible for the business management, finance, PR and marketing amongst her other duties. Emma prides herself on a hands-on approach and is often on site conducting walkover surveys and completing Phase 1 environmental studies. She represents RGS at various forums and networking groups and is involved with the local Women in Leadership. Hi Emma, and welcome to Engineering Success on International Women's Day 2019. Can we start at the very start? After completing a degree in law, why did you decide to work in geotechnical engineering?
It wasn't something that I particularly decided to do. I think it's probably the case of for a lot of people. It was I fell into it. It's been entirely organic as my career so far. I completed my law degree and realised it wasn't going to be for me as a career. And at the time, my husband and father-in-law wanted to start a site investigation company, and I was therefore automatically a shareholder. And it went from there. I was in a job. I went to work in a bank 4 days a week full time, so I had a day free. And I started off in the business looking after the accounts, taught myself bookkeeping, double entry bookkeeping, learned about accreditations, and it went from there. And within 18 months, I was a full-time employee.
So, how long did it take to become MD?
So, I started the business as an office. We started in the business as office manager.
Yeah.
But at one of the board meetings about 12 months in, the fourth shareholder said it seems that Emma does quite a bit more than managing the office. I think she deserves a different job title.
Right.
And I was really fulfilling the function of financial director at that stage. So at that stage I became financial director, so that was in 2006.
Right.
I think, and 2009 was when I became managing director, and we started to think in terms of succession planning for the technical director, who up to that point had been the sort of main leader in the business, given that he'd been in geotechnical engineering for 35 years at that point.
So what challenges did you have to overcome to be the MD at RGS? Internally,
no challenges. Everybody voted me in. Everybody put me forward, basically. So internally, there was no challenges whatsoever. Very much supported by my directors and employees.
Yeah.
Externally, I would say that the challenges have been that at the time, I was Emma Rogers. So there was an assumption that I'd got the role because I was a Rogers,
right? Yeah,
and because I was Steve's daughter-in-law at the time, and so that I got there rather than being there on merit.
Yeah.
There was also some silly stereotypes out there, and strangely, the most memorable one was in a meeting with Steve and another male engineer and his female personal assistant, who absolutely refused outright to believe Steve when he introduced me as his managing director. She had, as far as she was concerned, you've got to be a secretary.
Really?
Got to be a secretary. Yeah, I was very, very surprised. That is the most memorable one. But other than that, I would say that there's been nothing to stop me in my tracks. Significantly that I can remember.
Right. So, who or what has been your biggest inspiration so far?
So far, there's nobody particular that sticks out in my mind. I don't have an idol. I don't have somebody that I aim to be like. What I would say is that been involved with a peer-to-peer networking group locally for the last 10 years. And I'm very much inspired by the people I know through that group, who are all of all ages, running businesses of all sizes, a lot in the face of adversity on a personal level. And they inspire me.
Right.
For all sorts of reasons.
Yeah.
They're all very good at very different things, and it's meeting up with people like that regularly that inspires me to carry on doing what I'm doing.
Excellent. So, we hear a lot of leaders have daily or weekly habits. Some unusual habits I've heard in the past. Do you have any habits that you do weekly or daily?
I don't have anything sort of significant, I suppose, in my week. The thing that shapes most of my daily habits is my son and work. All that I would say is that I am definitely at my most effective when I've managed to rise early enough in the morning to get a 45-minute dog walking, a leisurely breakfast and 2 cups of tea. I'm definitely at my most effective then. If I don't rise in time to do all of that, I definitely feel as though I'm not at my best.
Right.
So everything, all the other parts of my life are really taken up by being a mum. It doesn't leave much room for routine and habits.
No, I can imagine. Yeah. So what attributes do you need to be the MD of Rogers Geotechnical?
Given the variety of skills and people that there are in our business, so we've got sales and development staff, we've got drillers, we've got lab technicians, we've got engineers, we've got project managers, it's really empathy and flexibility. And being able to approach any situation with the broadest mind possible. Because there's some very different personalities in the business as a result of what they are, what particular skill is.
So what challenges do you face on a weekly basis then?
I think really it's, there's obviously challenges that do come with employing people. Because no one person's the same. Everybody's got different drivers. Everybody's got different levels of expectations based on what it is that drives them and motivates them. So there's obviously always some sort of challenge in relation to people. And that goes for clients and suppliers as well. So managing all of those aspects. I think specific to the business is that we're constantly up against the clock. The sector that we're in is very unpredictable. Lots of peaks and troughs. So time management, I think, is probably the most significant challenge for us in the business. Is delivering out on time in a very up and down environment, which makes it difficult to resource. If you don't have a consistent work level, it's very difficult to resource yourself through the busy times. So when it comes to training people, therefore, that then becomes a challenge. People new into the business, if their time management isn't the best, we need to focus in on that. Because if you can't manage your time effectively in this job, you will flounder.
So what would your number one advice be to somebody thinking about a career in engineering?
Work experience. I talk about it all the time because, and I don't think it's specific to engineering, but I think given that there's so many arms of engineering out there, I think it's really critical to get work experience in to try and get a taster, at least, of what the different disciplines are out there that you could apply your degree to. We've got a lot of success in our business with engineers coming in from work experience. So they've come in at college level, at A level, GCSE level, not really knowing what site investigation is, but they're interested in geology. So falls naturally that they would find something interesting here, given that we're drilling for soil and rocks on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But most of them are quite surprised then at how we then apply our knowledge in the commercial environment.
Yeah.
And they generally don't understand site investigation at all. But we've got 4 successes from work experience in our engineering team,
Right.
Who have all came to us through various repeat periods of work experience throughout the A-levels and the degree.
Right.
And they've all come out with jobs at the other end of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, work experience.
So why do you feel there's a shortage in the engineering industry in general?
I'm not entirely sure that the universities and the colleges are pushing degree apprenticeships enough.
Right.
I think that one of the biggest challenges for us as a small to medium enterprise is taking a graduate and moving them from theoretical knowledge to practical knowledge in the commercial environment. And I think for us, to take somebody and train them into that role is quite a big challenge, because we don't have the resource and time for somebody to join this business and potter along while they learn the skills. And at the end of the day, the backbone of our economy is small to medium-sized enterprises. So graduates are coming out of university and they're struggling to find jobs because they don't have enough experience in the role. So I think that for universities and schools, I think they really need to start pushing the degree apprenticeships, because I think that will generate the skills.
So do you think that engineering in general could promote itself better in schools and colleges? Do you think it's promoted enough?
I don't think it's promoted enough at all. We've got very close links with all the colleges in this area, but I don't recall that we've ever been invited to a careers fair. So to promote what we do. So I don't think that there is enough promotion when the young people are making the decisions about where to take the degree, which degree to choose and where to take the careers.
Do you think that's amplified getting more women and girls in construction then? Or just in general? I
just think that's a general. A general.
So why do you think that we don't have as many women and girls coming into construction?
I think because there is just still, for whatever reason, I think there is just still that perception that it's a male environment. I think that engineering is quite often viewed as something related to doing something mechanical or very physical. But obviously it's so much wider than that. I do think there are still some gender stereotypes in roles out there. I wonder what I don't know what the numbers are, but I wonder what the statistics are for women versus men in, say, accounting. I think probably we've got the flip problem. The reverse problem in those industries. But I think they're still carryovers from our previous generations, probably.
So do you think we need more role models like yourself, an MD running a successful company? Do you think, the industry is crying out for more people like you, to promote this in schools to girls and,
No, absolutely. I think we need to promote our industry and engineering across the board to, girls and boys. But I think that for me, when I was at college, I would have been very inspired by seeing a woman in a very high leadership role. Because when I was growing up, you didn't see. I was very unaware of women in leadership roles. And I know that I would have been inspired by that. Had I seen more of that. through university, through college and university. So
It's like your story. I mean, you did a degree in law, and then went into engineering.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to do an engineering degree to get into engineering, do you?
No, absolutely
come from any
not.
walk of life, really.
And if you look at the engineers that are in our team, they've all got different degrees.
Right.
So you've got Charlotte who did straight geology.
Yeah.
You've got Rob who was earth sciences. We've got our technical director who started off doing a HND in building, then did his degree, then became a driller because they graduated into a recession and there was no jobs for graduates. Became a driller, and then he was a lab manager, and his careers moved again, in lots of little steps really, but massively successful, very well known in our field. Then you've got Mike, who is an environmental engineer and is doing his PhD in contaminated land. And then we've got Dominic, who has done a degree in geology and followed that with a master's in environmental science. So they've all got very different degrees, but they're all doing the same job now. So, it really doesn't stop you from whatever your degree is. You don't have to pursue that career.
No.
And I would never criticise anybody for not following what they initially started off doing at university. Because I think one of the biggest problems at the moment is that at 18, how do you really know what you want to do?
I get that,
I'd love to be making the decisions I'm making then now.
Yes.
Studying again. I'd love to do it as an adult with a lot of life experience behind me now.
So, what are the biggest changes that you've seen in engineering from the start of your career to today? What are the biggest changes you think have been made?
Within our discipline, the biggest change has been in the environmental engineering. So in relation to managing contaminated land, developing brownfield sites. There's been a huge number of changes over the years as knowledge is being developed and technical knowledge is being developed. There tends to be very little change in geotechnical engineering. We were having a bit of a giggle about it earlier actually, because one of the drilling rigs we use is a light cable propulsive drilling rig, which has its origins with the Egyptians.
Right.
So, there tends to be very little technology advancement on the geotechnical side, but there's been huge changes on the environmental side. When you look at what we were producing report-wise 15 years ago, it's hugely different on the environmental side. Not on the geotechnics, but in the environmental side, massively different.
Well, the software, has that changed a lot?
Not for us.
Right.
We don't do technical modelling and drawings. The software we've got is specific to our sector. And it's not massively complex.
Right.
The software really is limited to what we need to produce a borehole log. And manage the lab effectively. So there's a lab management system in there that connects in with the borehole logging system. But beyond that, it really is engineering. It's calculations and words. And thought. Good old brains do a bit of an answer.
So, do you think it'll change a lot in the next 5 to 10 years then? Maybe not with what you just said.
I think it will do actually.
The geotechnical as well?
I think the geotechnical, I don't think there'll be significant changes in the geotechnical field. But we're in a position now where we've learned a lot more as an industry on the environmental side as toxicological studies have been progressing, and also as the demand for housing increases and the need to develop brownfield land increases. I think that's where the biggest changes are going to be, because I think for us the changes we would need to see as well to help our clients to develop those brownfield sites viably and effectively would be for the knowledge to continue to develop on toxicology, so that we can make sure that we're remediating sites appropriately in the most cost-effective manner, whilst looking after people's health and the environment, but also greater collaboration with the regulatory authorities. At the moment, there's a little bit of them and us and them, and that's not the way it needs to be. We're all supposed to be working together to enable development. We need development.
Yes.
And so we need to work together to make sure that we're doing it effectively.
Yeah. So, how do you keep yourself motivated?
How do I keep myself motivated? It's something I pay a lot of attention to, because it can be very lonely in my role. I think everybody thinks it must be a doddle running a business. You can go off and take yourself off to a salon when you feel like it, and or whatever it is you want to do. And it must be a doddle, but it isn't. There's a lot of time and energy and mental energy used in running a business outside of work hours. So for me, it's focusing on the successes and the positives.
Right. Because
inevitably, as you're going along in business and you're growing, you make mistakes. There will be some failures. And some of those failures develop then into your successes. So it's focusing on the successes and the positives. So I do a lot of work around mindset, positive mindset.
Right.
Keeping things in perspective.
Yes.
But I also work most effectively and I'm most motivated when I'm very busy. So I've constantly got a list of to-dos under review.
Right.
And I'm constantly looking at that list, making sure I've always got something that I am working on and developing. Because that motivates me to feel like we're constantly moving forward.
How often do you write your list down?
I have a daily list.
Right.
And it is very basic. It's handwritten. I don't like to use technology for that. I have reminders on my phone because I don't have a great memory, so I've learned that I have to manage that with tools. So, but at work it is a good old-fashioned diary. So I have a daily list, and at the beginning of the week I'll be looking at last week's list for what I haven't done.
Right.
To make sure that it gets done this week. So prioritising.
So, it's important to continually develop as people and as leaders. What do you do to develop yourself?
Well, I've already talked about it, but peer-to-peer discussion. So back in 2010, I met a lady called Philippa Coultish, and she was a Business Link advisor.
Right.
And of course, Business Link were offering lots of help and services out for free then, in those days, before they closed it down.
Right.
And I was keen to utilise anything that they could offer for me and for the business. And so I met Philippa then, but Business Link obviously then was brought to an end, and Philippa decided that she was going to continue in her role as coach and support for a number of businesses that she'd met through Business Link. So she built a peer-to-peer business forum called Huddersfield Best Practice Forum, and there's also an offshoot from that, a Women in Leadership group, and then there's also a quarterly action group that I am part of.
Right.
So I spend a lot of time with other business owners that I've met and known for a number of years now. And we talk through each other's challenges, support each other through challenges. So I've learned a huge amount from that. Philippa has done training consistently with me and the team since 2010.
Right.
I repeat training sessions with her because I find that you will always take away something new
Yeah.
from a training session, because you'll always be applying it to the position you're in at that moment
Yeah,
in
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And then we're also lucky enough that we've got a non-exec director, Gary, on board now. So I've taken an awful lot of learning from Gary.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
very, very experienced in running businesses.
Yeah.
He's a massive support
Right.
to me, to the team, and he's a huge mentor.
Right. Because that leads on to my next question, which was, have you had any mentors help you on your journey?
Yes.
So apart from him, is there anybody else that's been a key to you running this business? Or
To be honest, the answer is, I would say, the same.
right?
You know, the
Yeah.
people that have really helped me along the way
Yeah.
have been my peers that have taken time in the sessions where we meet up to take some time to listen to any problems or challenges I might be having and try and find a solution. And you know, in talking through theirs, you learn things as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Philippa and Gary
Right.
they are the people that have massively influenced and helped me to get here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
keep you staying here.
keep me,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
So final question is, what does the future hold for you?
Obviously building on the success of RGS on a personal level, but also on a team level.
Yeah.
I want the team to succeed as a team, and I want everybody in the team to meet their potential.
Yeah.
And I want that team to be the future of the business. So supporting those guys in that. I think I've already mentioned it, but I would like to study again at some point.
Yeah.
I would like to do an MBA.
Right.
If I manage to get on somewhere and
Yeah.
find the time to do it, but it will have to be. That's something that's going to have to wait, because I need to get my son through school first.
Yes.
I want to be able to do it at a time where I've got the time to commit to it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because I often look back now and think, I wonder how I would view my degree now if I was doing it now.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yes.
When life was very different
Yeah.
then, and life experiences were very different as well. So long term, I'd like to be in a position where I can help and mentor young people.
Yeah.
Because it really does drive me. I like to help people. I want to see them succeed. And I want them to be the best they can be.
Yeah.
And it's a big driver for me to see young people developing and succeeding. So hopefully at some point in my later years, I can take a back seat from being MD.
Yeah.
And I can give back.
Yes.
In the same way that people have given to me.
Yeah.
Because I think it's crucial.
Yeah.
If we're all gonna make this work.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 100%. Well, Emma, thank you very much for your time. It's much appreciated. Thank you for being part of Engineering Success.
No problem at all. Thank you.
Thank you. Join us next time on Engineering Success for more insights from successful and inspirational leaders in the engineering and construction industries. I would love you to subscribe to the show, and please leave comments and feedback on the website. Have an amazing week, and see you next time on Engineering Success.